Hey everyone, and welcome back to VFX Vibe once again. So in today's video we are going to see how we can start basic passes compositing inside Nuke. Yes, few days back I have uploaded one video in which I shared a time lapse of doing passes compositing, and many of you have commented that please sir, just upload full video. So yes, in this video we are going to do a basic passes compositing while using all those passes. Okay, as you can see over here, I have a preview, right? So we will try to achieve these kind of output after doing compositing. So this is my basic, you can say, a beauty pass, right? Apart from that, I have my few passes which I am having my ambient occlusion and many more passes which will be discussed in some time. And also I have my point position pass rendered separately, and just let you know, these all render passes are rendered from Blender, so you can use Blender as well for doing these kind of passes rendering and all. So I have my point position pass which is rendered separately, and what I did over here, I just copied my point position pass inside my beauty render or multi-layered EXR. So I have discussed many times. If you're new to this channel, I will recommend just go and watch all my live CG compositing or CG compositing series and you'll come to know. Another thing, just to save some time, I have shuffled my each and every passes, which is my diffuse color, ambient occlusion and diffuse direct, and many other passes. I have shuffled it out so that I can save some time, right? So let's start compositing. So there is no rule to start any kind of compositing, but we have to follow few things, like we have to use ambient occlusion with our diffuse albedo pass or color pass, and after that you can use or you can add a render or light passes as well, right? Also you can start with your light passes and at the end you can add your ambient occlusion or color pass if required, right? So here I am going to start with my diffuse color, which is albedo pass, right? And with ambient occlusion pass. So I am going to take a node called merge. We used to use merge if we want to merge any two layers, right? So a bit confusing, but very basic. So in merge we have two inputs like B and A. B will be for background and A will be for foreground, right? So in this case, diffuse color might be background. It doesn't matter what is background, what is foreground, because we are going to use multiply blending mode whenever we are going to add our ambient occlusion. Basically, ambient occlusion will give you the contact shadow and it will give you kind of a weight to the scene, right? So I'm going to connect my ambient occlusion to my A input, and if I'm going to do multiply, what will happen? You are not able to see any changes, but if I'm going to see my diffuse color, which you can see a very flat information, and if I'm going to add my ambient occlusion with my multiply, so you can see I'm having my contact shadow kind of information I'm getting, right? So basically ambient occlusion we use for contact shadow kind of stuff. Apart from that, as I mentioned earlier, that after multiplying my ambient occlusion with color, I can add light passes. So here I have my diffuse light pass or direct pass. As you can see, while rendering this scene from Blender, I haven't cranked up the setting so that I'm getting little noise to it. But you will get an idea how we can start compositing. So here is very interesting thing. In light pass, we don't have information of color, right? So normally whenever we are rendering anything from Arnold renderer, in light pass also we have all the color informations or shader informations as well. But here in Blender, we don't have any information. We have only light information, which we call it raw render. So whenever you are having raw render, so what you have to do, you have to do one step extra. So you have to take diffuse color and you have to take merge, and same way before adding to your ambient occlusion and colored output render, you have to multiply your light pass to color, so that what will happen, your light will be with your texture information, right? So little confusing, but don't worry. Just you have to do one extra step. We have to multiply your texture with your light pass so that light will have texture information, right? And once this is done, you have to add. So this will be my background and this will be my foreground. So this time, always remember, whenever you are adding your light pass to your mainstream, you have to use plus blending mode, right? So here, if you are doing ambient occlusion, you have to multiply it. If you are doing your raw render with your texture pass, you have to multiply it. But whenever you are adding your light pass, now this is called my light pass, you have to plus it, right? So I'm going to this merge and I'm going to plus it. So what will happen, just see, I'm having some light information as well, right? So this is my direct pass, and here I have my indirect pass, in which I'm having a good amount of noise, but just for this example I'm going to use it. Again, I'm going to add a merge node, which will be B, and again this is again raw pass, so I have to multiply it, right? So now I'm getting my texture pass with light, and same way I'm going to take a merge node again and I'm going to plus it. Pretty simple, just plus it. So now I'm having my texture with my contact shadow, my direct light and my indirect light, right? Apart from that, we have glossy, means we have specular and reflection as well, right? So we have two types of glossiness. One is direct glossiness and one is indirect glossiness. Anywhere direct word is coming, just you have to understand light hitting directly on the surface, and whenever the word coming indirect means light is bouncing on some surface and again hitting that surface. So these kind of light is known as indirect, and if any light is hitting the surface directly is known as direct light, right? So I'm going to plus my direct and indirect light over here, something like that. So this will be my direct light and this will be my indirect light, and I'm going to plus it. And might be you can ask, sir, we don't need to do multiply with my texture. No, because over here I'm getting my light or specular information with color. That's why we don't need to multiply it with my texture informations. So after that, I'm going to take again merge node and I'm going to plus it. To just see what will happen, let me plus it. So what will happen, as you can see, I'm having my information without any specular and reflection, and now I'm having some sort of reflection and specularity as well. Now I'm getting my metallic look and feel as well, right? So apart from that, I have some emission passes which we are having over here. Just see, I'm having some light source over here, which will be again, it's a tube light kind of stuff. So if I'm going to, let me make some space. So if I'm going to plus it, since it's a light information, let's do it. Now, as you can see, I'm having nothing because my alpha is solid over here. So I'm going to plus it. So what will happen? This is not looking correct because any light emissive material will be in your scene, it will glow, right? It will emit light. So it should look like it's emitting light. So we have to treat it separately. So what I'm going to do it, I'm going to take a node called glow. Let's connect it. And let's do effects only, and this time I'm going to do size something like that, and might be I can increase the brightness as well, right? Might be let's increase little more, not this much. I think it's good, and let's increase the intensity a little bit. Now I'm going to screen it or plus it, whatever you want. So what will happen, suddenly you can see, let's plus it. Suddenly you can see this is your tube light and you are having a glow, right? Same way, there are two types of glow. One is faded glow and another one is core glow. So I'm going to take one more glow node and let's connect it, and this time I'm going to effect only, and this time rather than increasing size, I'm going to increase tolerance. And let's brighten a little, might be tolerance, I can do some more, and little brightness as well. and just plus it, right? So now you are having tube light is like very bright from center and just it's glowing little outside, right? And if I'm going to do that, now you can see I'm having my tube light in a very better way. But if I'm going to disable it, it's not looking nice, because whenever there is light emitting material, it should glow, right? But one thing is not correct over here, because the light spill is coming over here, right? So which is not technically correct, because light is inside. So what we have to do, we have to cut it out. I can do it by two way. Might be I can use my cryptomat, but in this case I don't have cryptomat. Just let me check if I have my cryptomat or not. No, I don't have my cryptomat, since it's a still image. So what we can do manually. How I can do that? Just I'm going to take a roto node and I can draw a shape around this. Okay, now my shape has been done, and let me create some space, and I can use again merge node to mask it out. So I'm going to add my roto over here, and rather than using over, I'm going to add stencil. So as you can see, I'm getting little over here as well, so I can select this and might be I can manipulate it, something like that. So might be I can take this and take this. So now it will work for me. Correct. Now I can see my final output, and I'm having a good amount of. Apart from that, what else we can do? I can add some depth fog. Not depth fog, because as you can see in reference or preview, I'm having little smoky effect over here as well. And in our output, I'm not having it. Multiple things needs to be changed, because I'm having little smoke or fogginess over here as well, overall fogginess as well. We are having a dark situation over here, so we'll fix it right now, right? So let's do that. How I created that inside light or inside fog, I shuffled a pass called mist pass, or you can do it by G depth pass as well. So just I shuffled it out, I graded it out, and just I roto it out as per my requirement, right? But as you can see in reference, it's little bluish, right? So what else we can do? I can take a grade node here, and I'm going over here in gamma, because gamma always target the midtones, and I'm going to add a little blue. Also, I'm going to add my highlight, little bluish greenish might be, and now I'm going to add on top of everything, something like that. But it's too much, so anytime I can lower down my mix just to match it, right? Now I can see again it's too much, so I can lower it down. Now might be one more problem is coming, because my this light is white and this fog is bluish, right? So it should not happen. So what I'm going to do, overall I'm going to take a grade node, and again same way I'm going to add, or might be it's not mandatory, I'm going to copy this grade node and I'm going to add it over here just to give same effect, right? So as you can see, my light is blue, my fogging is blue, and it's looking pretty nice. So it might possible it's looking too much, so I'm just going to double click grade node and I can lower down the mix, something like that, if I'm feeling right. Same way I'm having these areas are little bright, so what I can do, I can take another roto node and I'm going to make a shape like this. Take a grade node over here and I'm going to connect my roto node and just lower it down. You can see suddenly by doing this only, my eye is directing towards my subject, right? So just I'm doing this a little bit. Same way, if I can see, I'm getting lots of light over here, which not required, right? So what I can do now, same way I am going to add another bezier and let's select it, something like that. It's automatically it will be darkened, right? So targeted correction we can do. And apart from that, if I want to see my reference, I'm having few fogging over here. Same way I can do many color corrections, but currently I'm not doing it. You have an idea. So let's add fog. So here earlier I have told you that I have my mist pass. So same way I can take another grade node and I can take some input. After this, I'm going to take a constant node from here, and as per my reference, as you can see, I'm having little yellowish orangish kind of stuff. So I'm going to pick color from here, and I'm going to take merge node again, and I'm going to multiply it. So what will happen, some kind of color is coming from this area, and anytime I can choose this. And I'm going to take another roto node, and let's rough mask, let's feather it out, and let's mask it. So what will happen, I'm having my fog only on this much area, and let's take a merge node again, and let's connect it. And as you can see, I'm having my fog, and if I want, I can take a blur node just to make little softer, and let's lower down the. So as you can see, I'm having my same amount of fogging from this area as well, right? Same way, if you want, I can take another grade node, and let's increase some contrast by lowering down the gamma and increasing the gain. Multiple things we can do again. So you can again color correct this area as well. You can color correct this area as well. You can add overall fog as well. So you have multiple ways to fix these kind of information. So as I'm going to do this, and let's check our reference, I'm having almost similar kind of stuff, but here we have some greenish kind of stuff. You can take, again, you can do your, or you can take liberty or cinematic liberty, and you can connect, or you can do it by yourself as well, right? So multiple things. Yes, it's not full compositing, but it's a basic compositing, so that you'll have knowledge how to start your basic passes compositing, right? So I hope this video will help you to start your first CG compositing or first passes compositing, and by using these techniques you can learn advanced thing as well. So I'm hoping this video is helping you, and if you think that this video is helping you, please don't forget to like this video, share this video, and if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. With this said, this is VFX Vibe signing off. Have a good day.